was enacted in June of 2016, and still the debate over this issue is far from over. Tonight, we're going in-depth on end of life and how it's working in a News Channel 3 I-Team investigation.
My sister is an example of exactly what this law intended to do.
Kelly Davis shared her story with the State Assembly Committee in January. Her sister Betsy, an artist who loved to travel, was diagnosed with ALS in 2013. She was among the first to use California's End-of-Life Option Act.
We had set up a makeshift bed under a white canopy on a hillside next to her house. She took a combination of morphine, pentobarbital, and chloral hydrate, and she fell asleep as the sun was setting.
Just one of the stories behind the numbers. A report from the California Department of Public Health shows that in 2016, Betsy Davis was one of 191 people prescribed life-ending medication. Of those, 111 are confirmed to have used the medication. Overall, it would seem the law is working, giving people that option. Not everyone agrees.
They have created a maze of bureaucracy that people who are dying don't have the strength to work their way through.
Dr. Wayne Mckinny, the founder of Well in the Desert that helps the homeless in Palm Springs, has bladder cancer. His living room is his care center. Right now, he's not in pain, but he expects that to change.
Are you a candidate for this?
Oh, you better believe I'm going to be suffering when I die. When that has, spread.
He wants the end-of-life option, but he's had trouble finding doctors willing to sign off.
I don't know how.
Not all people agree with the California End-of-Life Options Act. Some people are very uncomfortable with that.
Dr. Alan Williamson is the chief medical officer at Eisenhower Health, which exercised its right under the law to opt out.
The Hippocratic Oath contains a line that specifically says, I will not give a medication, a lethal drug to a patient, and I will not advise that act.
Dr. Mckinny counters that.
It's a violation of the Hippocratic Oath because you force them to endure what statistically is a prolonged and painful death.
Other local hospitals have similar policies to Eisenhower, raising a question about access.
You have to be out of the valley.
Joan Stucker, a retired nurse, is a volunteer for Compassion and Choices, an organization that started an online petition hoping to get Eisenhower to change its position. Right now, the choices are limited.
Fortunately, the UC systems have come on board and are doing this for patients.
Kaiser is also participating. The law requires a doctor to find that the disease will, within reasonable medical judgment, result in death within 6 months.
How do you determine whether or not someone is 6 months terminal?
That's a great question to which there is not a great answer. We cannot be certain what the patient's prognosis is in any individual patient. Some patients that we expect to last for several years pass away within a month or two. We have others that we are quite sure will pass away within 6 months who, as you said, live for several years.
A point that Mckinny concedes in his own case.
I should have been dead a year ago, but somehow or another, I'm still here.
While the debate continues, Kelly Davis insists for her sister, it was the right option.
It allowed a dying young woman to assert control over the chaos and uncertainty of a terminal illness, and she turned death into a reason to celebrate.
The California Department of Public Health will be putting out a new report soon on how many people used the End-of-Life Option Act in 2017, just last year. You can get much more information on this law and this debate right now online at kesq.com.